Welcome to our channel. Today, get ready to be both amused and astounded as we shine a spotlight on the dumbest criminals in the world. From ridiculously botched heists to unbelievably bizarre schemes, these criminals redefine the meaning of foolish. We'll take you on a roller coaster ride of hilarious fails and mind-boggling blunders that will leave you questioning their intelligence and common sense. Get ready to witness the most entertaining and jaw-dropping tales of ineptitude as we delve into the world of criminals who truly took dumb to a whole new level. Let's dive into the comical chaos of the dumbest criminals in history. Number 10. The Baseball Bat Robber. In a bizarre and ill-conceived attempted robbery, a would-be criminal entered a firearm shop wielding nothing more than a baseball bat. With a brazen demand for the manager to hand over a gun, one can't help but wonder about the sheer absurdity of the situation. Unfazed by the laughable threat, the shop's manager, who also happened to be the owner, swiftly responded by brandishing a loaded firearm, pointing it right at the perplexed intruder. The tables quickly turned as the genius robber found himself outmatched and cornered by his own foolishness. The manager, with nerves of steel, took control of the situation and forced the robber to surrender, making him sit in a row of chairs until the police arrived. It was a spectacle of irony and ineptitude, leaving everyone questioning the robber's sanity and the ludicrousness of his ill-fated plan. Ultimately, the failed heist serves as a stark reminder that sometimes reality can be far more bewildering than fiction. Number 9. Tricked in the U.S. In a quiet Iowa town, a cunning thief attempted to break into the home of 93-year-old Ruth Bradshaw. Recognizing that physical strength wasn't on her side, she decided to outsmart the intruder with her quick thinking. Mrs. Bradshaw ingeniously pretended to know him, claiming he was a friend of her son's. To disarm his suspicions, she served him a lavish breakfast and suggested he take a rest with her. The burglar, grateful for the hospitality, obliged. Unbeknownst to the thief, Mrs. Bradshaw had already alerted the police while he enjoyed his meal. As he dozed on her sofa, he was abruptly awakened by officers surrounding him, caught red-handed. This tale of intellect versus brawn leaves us wondering, can a wise mind truly triumph over raw strength? Number 8. Craving for recognition. Meet Andrew Kellett, a 23-year-old car enthusiast from Leeds who seemed to have a knack for breaking traffic rules. Not only did he commit numerous offenses, but he also recorded them proudly on video. His daring exploits, ranging from gasoline theft to drug use and illegal car racing, were all showcased on the internet, totaling around 80 incriminating video clips. It makes one wonder what drove Kellett to boast so openly about his illegal activities. Did he not realize the consequences of his actions? Was he seeking attention or simply lacking any sense of consequence? His reckless behavior did not go unnoticed, as Les Carter, a city councilor of Leeds, aptly dubbed him as one of the dumbest criminals of Leeds. But what compelled Kellett to share his misdeeds with the world, risking the attention of the authorities? Number 7. Brainless Stations Raiders. In the realm of peculiar criminal blunders, two robbers from Edmonton, Canada, set an extraordinary example. They targeted a gas station in Vancouver in September 1981, tying up the attendant and making off with the loot in a cart. However, their grand heist quickly turned into a farce when they lost their way during the escape. Seeking directions, they inadvertently stumbled back to the very same gas station they had just robbed moments ago. Oblivious to the attendant's bemusement, they asked for help, unaware of their own folly. The quick-thinking attendant recognized the duo, seizing the opportunity to call the authorities. Justice was swift, as they were promptly arrested at the scene of their previous crime. In the annals of criminal mishaps, this incident remains a humorous reminder of the consequences of lack of foresight. These inept robbers inadvertently brought their own downfall, leaving us with a tale of befuddlement and poetic justice. Number 6. Naive drug dealer. In the realm of unusual criminal escapades, a 23-year-old drug dealer embarked on a curious journey that defied common sense. Crossing the border into Mecklenburg-Vorpommern, this young Pole fearlessly approached German officials with a baffling query inquiring about the validity of an old warrant against him from North Rhine-Westphalia, a German state. Unbeknownst to him, this warrant extended beyond the borders of North Rhine-Westphalia to encompass the entire country. Did he subconsciously desire to get caught? Or was it simply a grave miscalculation of the potential consequences? Regardless of the underlying motivation, the border guards wasted no time in apprehending the dealer, ensuring that he faced the consequences of his actions. As a result, he is now serving a prison sentence of 1 year and 3 months. Number 5. Bad counterfeiters. In Plymouth, UK, a peculiar case of fraud highlighted the consequences of mistimed criminal endeavors. A 22-year-old sought to deceive authorities by falsifying his car insurance policy, attempting to evade legal liability coverage, mandatory for drivers in the UK. However, an unintentional blunder in his scheme proved to be his downfall. Unbeknownst to the fraudster, the fabricated policy carried an expiration date of February 31, 2009, a date that doesn't exist. Oblivious to this glaring error, he boldly sailed through routine inspections, convinced of his triumph. Yet, fate had other plans, and the truth came to light. The judge presiding over the case was astounded by the audacious mistake, one he'd never encountered in his illustrious career. As a result, the cunning fraudster faced justice, handed a suspended sentence that serves as a poignant reminder that timing can make or break even the most devious of plans. Number 4. Spontaneous cash theft. In the bustling atmosphere of a record store, an ordinary customer seized a momentary distraction as the cashier got occupied. Swiftly, the thief snatched a handful of $10 and $20 bills and made a hasty escape. Little did he know that his supposedly spontaneous act was captured in full view of the store's surveillance camera, leaving an undeniable trail of evidence. However, fate seemed to have an even more sinister twist in store for the hapless thief. Unbeknownst to him, just moments before committing the theft, he had innocently reserved a CD of the iconic band Pink Floyd under his real name. This seemingly harmless action inadvertently exposed him to the prying eyes of the store owner and, eventually, to the watchful gaze of the law. Upon discovering the theft, the shop owner promptly alerted the police, providing them with a vital piece of information: the thief's real name from the CD reservation. Number 3. Illiterate car thieves. In a jaw-dropping display of audacity, a Louisiana man in 2012 attempted to steal a car without realizing that he was targeting a vehicle carrying not just anyone, but a state police detective and 2 formidable members of the U.S. Marshals Fugitive Task Force. Little did he know that his ill-fated plan would lead to his ultimate downfall. As fate would have it, the man casually approached the stopped car at a traffic signal, emboldened by his misguided intentions. Unaware of the imminent danger, he insisted on opening the door, only to be met with a glaring sight: the unmistakable insignia of a detective and the 2 task force members seated inside. Panic washed over him as he quickly grasped the gravity of his mistake. Attempting to evade the dire consequences, he made a desperate attempt to escape. But as the saying goes, you can run, but you can't hide. The chase that followed was swift and relentless, and it didn't take long for the swift arm of the law to capture the bewildered thief. After his capture, U.S. Marshals couldn't help but quip, "He's not one of the smarter ones." Indeed, this brazen act exposed a shocking lack of foresight. One has to wonder what went through his mind when he saw the detective sign on the car. And how did he think he could outrun experienced law enforcement officers? Number 2. 1 against 300. In a bizarre twist of fate, a 19-year-old robber found himself in a precarious situation when he unknowingly targeted John Comparetto, a retired police chief in Pennsylvania. As Comparetto exited a men's room, he was suddenly confronted by the sight of a pistol aimed at him. The young thief demanded cash and mobile phones, believing he had chosen an easy victim. However, he couldn't have been more wrong. Little did the robber know that nearby, around 300 policemen had gathered for a seminar. Seizing the moment, Comparetto swiftly sought help from his fellow officers and rallied them for a pursuit. With adrenaline pumping, the chase ensued, with the determined former police chief leading the charge. As luck would have it, the young robber's escape plan was thwarted, and he was apprehended before he could flee in a taxi. But even in the face of imminent capture, he couldn't resist offering a rather comical defense, claiming, "I'm harmless." Number 1. Stupidity is no excuse. In a bizarre and somewhat comical turn of events, a 37-year-old man from Stuttgart attempted to extort a car dealer for a hefty sum of 100,000 euros. However, his ransom demand quickly backfired in an unexpected way. The car dealer initially dismissed the letter as a crude joke, astonished at the audacity of the extortionist. To their surprise, the criminal had carelessly left behind crucial clues in the ransom note, his own bank account number and even his telephone number for any inquiries. Unbeknownst to the would-be thief, his own undoing had just begun. The police, armed with this unintentional gift of information, swiftly traced the phone number to its source. It turned out that the cunning extortionist was none other than a former customer of the very dealership he was targeting. That's it for this video. Thank you for watching. Do like, share, comment, and subscribe to our channel.